Today I'm going to teach you how to separate the sounds of a word about words that sound the same. So, we're going to read this book. It's called Giraffes Can't Dance. Have any of you guys ever read this book before? Okay, so a few of you had. Do you know what animal this is? Mitchell? Giraffe, good. Where have you seen this animal before? Or have you seen it before in real life? Jessica? At the zoo? Who else has seen one at the zoo? Okay, so a lot of you have seen a giraffe at the zoo. I am going to read you this book, and it is called Giraffes Can't Dance by Giles Andre and illustrated by Guy Parker Rees. Does anybody know what an author does? Abby? The author writes the book, good. What does the illustrator do? James? Draws the pictures. So an author writes the book, an illustrator draws the pictures. Can someone tell me where I start reading? So this page? No, you're right. Tell me when to stop. So I start reading on this page, and which word do I start with? Do I start down here? No. Right here? No. Start right at the beginning. Which way do I read? To the right. Very good. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Now every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. Does anybody notice anything happening within the words throughout the story? Some of them may be sounding the same. Good. So what about sad and bad? What sounds similar in those two words? Add the ending sound. So do you know what that's called? Rhyming. Very good. So if we have sad and bad, that's two rhyming words that end in add. So how about you turn to your partner and talk about some other words that might rhyme with sad and mad. Karen, can you tell me what you and your partner talk about? Mad. Good. What else? Tad. Very good. So we are going to sound out this word in these words. So if we have sad, how many syllables are in the word sad? Sad. Is that one? And what about bad? Bad. What about the sounds of within the word? So if we have sa and sad, how many, can you show me on your fingers, how many sounds are make up the word sad? 3. Everybody should be holding up 3 fingers. Good job. So we know sad and bad are rhyming words, and they have 3 syllables, or 3 sounds within their 1 syllable word, right? Good. The warthog started waltzing, and the rhinos rock and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. "Hey, look at clumsy Gerald," the giraffes all sneered. "Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird." Do you think it's nice of them to call people weird or say they can't dance? How would you feel if that happened to you? Okay. Sad. Connor? Upset. You'd be embarrassed. Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. "They're right," he thought. "I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. Can someone tell me the 2 rhyming words that we heard on this page?" Jerry? Spot and clot. Good. So what's the rhyming portion of each word? What makes them rhyming? Ot, the ending sound. So let us sound out these words to find out how many sounds make up the whole word. So we have spot, spot, spot. How many sounds make up our one syllable word? 3, very good. What about clot? Clot, clot. Good, so they both have how many sounds? 3, very good. Can someone tell me a rhyming word that also rhymes with spot and clot? Dot, pot, rot. All those are very good. So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Then he found a little clearing and he looked up at the sky. "The moon can be so beautiful," he whispered with a sigh. "Excuse me," coughed a cricket who'd seen Gerald earlier on, "but sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song." Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything makes music if you really want it to. With that, the cricket smiled and picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swinging round. Excuse me. What are the 2 rhyming words on this bottom section? Max? Ground and round. Let's find out how many sounds are in one of these words. So once again, let's pull out our arm and get ready to sound it out. Ground, ground. 3, round, round. 3 sounds in our one syllable word. Turn to your partner again and try to come up with a rhyming word. This one might be a little more difficult. I'll give you a little extra time to think about it. What is our sound that we're looking to rhyme with? Hound. So think of something that ends in ound. Yeah. Pound. Very good. He threw his arms out sideways and he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. Gerald felt so wonderful. His mouth was open wide. I am dancing. Yes, I'm dancing. I am dancing, Gerald cried. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream. Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." "How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how." But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. "We all can dance," he said, "when we find music that we love." So with this book, we learned about the sounds within a one-syllable word, and we also learned about the words that sound the same. Do we remember what it's called when they sound the same, such as bad and sad? What is it called when they have the same ending, sound the same? Rhyming words. Good. So I'm going to give you a little worksheet. It's going to have these boxes on it. So it's going to have some boxes on it which will indicate your sounds from the words. So if I use the word sheep, can someone help me sound it out? Sheep. So there's 3 sounds. So each of your sounds, you're going to put draw one color in your first box for sh, draw another color in your second box for E, and then draw a different color in the last box for P. So this just helps us show and realize that there are multiple sounds even within a one-syllable word.